Over the last year, I built multiple six-figure AI-powered dropshipping stores, literally just to prove that dropshipping isn't dead. Combined, those stores have done over $600,000 in sales. Different niches, different products, with the same automated system every single time that literally anyone can copy. So in this video, I'm giving you the full case study, exactly how I built and scaled our most successful store yet, spending no more than $100 of my own money to get started. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so look, a few years ago, the dropshipping is dead crowd, they definitely had a point. And I know this because I was in it. 8 years in this space, and the early days, man, too many moving parts, too many late nights, and way too much guessing. I lived it. But AI didn't just make this easier. It changed what is actually possible. And this store is the clearest proof that I've got. So let me go ahead and pull it up here so I can walk y'all through literally the very first day of launching this thing. So starting off, I want to show y'all the product that made this whole thing possible. So this right here is the Bible journal. It's a very simple product, clean page, and I'll be honest, okay, first time that I actually saw this thing, I wasn't immediately like, yeah, this is the one. I mean, it's a journal, and I honestly probably would have kept scrolling. Then I stopped there for a second and I started looking at the engagement around it, and I was like, this one is kind of different. I mean, we're talking videos sitting at hundreds of thousands of likes, comments that weren't just people saying cute product. I mean, people were actually sharing what it meant to them, real stories, and that's when I knew. And here's the thing, finding a product with that kind of community behind it manually, that could have taken me weeks, jumping between TikTok, checking ad libraries, running Google Trends, piecing it all together by hand. You see, most people spend days doing that and still end up guessing wrong, but this is an AI workflow. So let me show you exactly how I found this so fast. Okay, so I'll be honest with y'all. If there was one part in this whole dropshipping journey where I felt like I might have been cheating a little bit, it's honestly right here. So at the time that I'm building the store, I've been working with the AutoDS team to help build out their TikTok analytics tool. And myself and my team, we were in the weeds on it. We were going back and forth on what it should actually do, what dropshippers need from it, and testing it across all types of different stores. And while all that was happening, I'm also running this store. So yeah, I'm out here using a tool that wasn't even public yet. I mean, is that cheating? I don't know. Maybe a little bit, but here's the good news. It is officially out now. So whatever advantage that I had, well, you've got it too. So I'm going through it and I find this Bible journal. Now the trend graph was decent. Now nothing that was like jumping out at me right away, but then I started looking at the post himself. And I mean, I was seeing multiple videos sitting at 100,000 plus likes, and I actually almost kept scrolling, but then I went into the comments, and that is what got me. People were just like talking. I mean, like real people in real time saying how this journal changed their morning, helped them stay consistent with their faith, got them back on track when they were losing themselves. So I felt like I wasn't just reading great product comments, I'm reading real stories. Actual stories about what this thing did for people's lives. And I just sat there for a second like, okay, this is a community of people who genuinely want this and feel something about it. It just felt like the right move from the very start, if I'm being real. And honestly, without having everything in one place like that, I don't even know if I would have even noticed it. Or maybe I find it a week later when everyone is already running ads on it and the window's already gone. That's why I always say timing in this game is everything. And by the way, the link is in the description to use the same exact tool, and I strongly suggest to everyone, just start there. Now from here, I just had to source a product, and I got the cost of goods sorted through my supplier, where I locked in $7.50 a unit shipped, which gave me around $24 profit before ad spend on every single order. Now that margin is also everything. That's what's gonna give you room to actually test without panicking every time that you spend $1 on ads. So the product was locked in, and from that point, it was really just about moving fast. But I had to design and build my Shopify store to keep things moving as quick as possible. And the best way I was able to do that was by using my AI store builder. Now, obviously it's not gonna build a 100% ready to go store, but it was giving me around 80%. And I could work with that for sure, because I'm avoiding what takes the longest when it comes to building a Shopify store out, leaving me with just finishing the final 20%, like the offer, the testimonials, the mission statement, and using ChatGPT for the copy throughout the store. And now that the store was built out, before I put any real budget behind this product, I first ran what I call a spin test. And this is just like a small budget, just enough to warm up the account and make sure that ads would even run in the first place. Because when you're starting off with a brand new ad account, Facebook will flag you fast if they don't like what they see. So before I committed anything real, I just needed to confirm that the account was healthy and the ads were approved. Because there's no point in having a great product in a great store if your ads never even make it out of review. So I ran that for just a couple hours, and then once I knew that we were good, that's when the real test began. Day one, the first sale was already in, $42. Before I even made coffee. 2 link clicks, 1 purchase, 50% conversion rate right out the gate. Now look, that's not life-changing money, but that right there is the signal that people are clicking people are buying, and the product works. Now it's just about scaling without tanking the margin. Now here's where I see most people self-destruct at this exact stage. So they see early results and they floor it. They spike the budget overnight, they launch 30 ads, and they try to force the algorithm before it has any data to work with. When you're running Facebook ads, the CBO does need time to learn, and you have to be patient in the beginning when every single instinct is telling you to push. I've seen it happen time and time again. I've watched students blow their entire budget in 2 days because they just couldn't sit still when early momentum hit. But you have to understand that the algorithm will reward patience, and emotional spending just punishes you every single time. So what I did is I tested 2 ad angles: UGC, which was real people using the product, and a cleaner, no face visual approach. And then I went ahead and launched both at the exact same time with controlled budgets. So after that was launched, every morning, I would just check the numbers, I would cut what's bleeding, and I'd push a budget into what was working, and just following this rinse and repeat pattern. And the way that I was running all of this was through CBO campaigns, which is multiple campaigns running at the same time, each one testing a different angle or a different type of creative. And what I love about CBOs is you're not manually deciding where the budget goes. You just set it at the campaign level, and then the algorithm will figure out which ads deserve the spin based off of how well the performance is. So AI is literally doing the optimization work in real time while I'm just watching the data and making cuts. And at one point, I had over 20 different ads running across multiple different campaigns, something that would have been a nightmare to manage manually. But with the CBO structure, it's really just about knowing when to cut and when to push, and just letting the campaigns do the heavy lifting. Now, day 4, one angle caught fire. Day 5, momentum was undeniable, where by day 6, the store was producing in a way that I honestly haven't seen in a very long time. And I'll be real, I felt unstoppable. So I ended up doing something I tell every single student not to do. I got emotional, I ramped everything up at once, and then came day 8. Day 8 almost ended the entire store. And what happened next taught me the most important lesson of this whole journey. So on day 8, I had 34 ads running, the store is producing, and I'm already doing the mental math on what a $10,000 day looks like. But then I opened the dashboard, negative $14, my first losing day. And now I need to figure out what went wrong so I can continue to scale my store. In just over a week, I've already now burned through every creative that I had. And ad fatigue hit fast, and it hit extremely hard. So while I was sleeping, 2 competitors appeared out of nowhere, already selling the exact same product I was. And their ads were actually scaling faster than mine. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. I mean, that shit had me a little scared if I'm being real. I mean, in my mind, if I didn't have fresh creatives live within 48 hours, the product in the store were now officially done. So this exact point I'm at, I understood that the momentum was gone. Day 9, I couldn't even film because I was still waiting on the product to arrive. And can you guess what continued to keep happening? Sales continued to keep slowing down. But I wasn't stopping, I just had to figure it out. So at that moment, I made a decision. And that decision was I chose to outcreate. So I got the product shipped overnight, it arrived, I got the team together, and we filmed all day, okay? Like new angles, new hooks, new settings. But the one thing we didn't change was the emotional core, because I knew that I was connecting with the right type of audience. Because I already learned something from the very first run, and that's that people who were buying this journal, they weren't just buying a notebook. Because I understood that they wanted something to help them get closer to God, build discipline, and live with more purpose on a day-to-day basis. And from the very first round of running ads, the best ad I ran, it actually tapped into that deeper need. So what I did was I rebuilt every single creative around that. So we sat there for like 8 hours a day and just filmed all day long, where I had fresh campaigns launched at midnight. And let me just say, thank God, because I ended up waking up the next morning with Shopify notifications going off. And by day 11, we were officially back, fully back. And I'm telling y'all, I felt like LeBron in the 2016 NBA Finals coming back from 3-1 in this moment. All odds were against me. All these competitors were flooding the market, but I won anyways. And man, I'm gonna be real, I was lit. And I knew at that moment that the systems, they definitely work. And part of it is literally just knowing how and when to pivot. And look, I know it's some of you guys are watching this thinking, AC, this is cool, but I don't even have a store yet. So where do I even start? And I got you. And I'm literally going to pay you to do it. Let me just give you a little bit of context, okay? I made a $100,000 bet with Shopify that my audience could build real stores and make real money, given the right system and the right support. So I decided that I'm gonna put up $100,000 of my own money, and I'm walking you through the exact system for 90 days of how to be able to start, build, and scale your own Shopify store. That's the Auto Ecom $100,000 challenge, where over the next 90 90 days from now, you could have a real store with real sales and $100,000 waiting for you if you put the work in. Now, this challenge is 100% free to enter. All you need is a Shopify store, and your first 3 months are only $3. And there is literally money on the table for you to start right now. You've already seen the system, you've seen it work, and all that's left is you getting in. And the sooner that you're in, the better your shot at winning that $100,000. And listen, the sooner that you're in, the better your shot. Okay, we ran this last year, and the people who started from day one, they had the most time to build, the most data to work with, and the biggest piece of the prize pool. So if you want the chance of winning this huge cash prize, go ahead and click the first link in my description. But for now, let's go ahead and finish this, because the best part of the story is still coming. So after the comeback, I just locked in on the simplest possible operating rhythm, where every single day I was cutting the fat, reinvesting into what was working, and not chasing dips with panic moves. I just let the data drive every single decision, no emotion, just making decisions straight off the numbers. Because I already knew that if I wanted to scale to 6 figures, I needed to let the data drive every single decision from this point on. And let me tell y'all, the hardest part of scaling is not finding winning products. It's just trusting the system when things plateau. There were multiple days in this stretch where revenue dipped and every instinct said, blow it up, new product, new strategy, and let's start over. But that is emotional spending. And emotional spending is how you turn a profitable store into a zero balance. One bad day is not going to sit here and tell you anything. You need the trend across multiple days to know what is actually happening. And I've seen it time and time again. The operators who win long-term are the ones who can sit in the discomfort of a slow day without torching something that is still working underneath the surface. So at this point, after I don't even know how many creatives I tested, it really just came down to 2 campaigns that were consistently performing, and every dollar I made went straight back into those 2 campaigns. That's it. No overcomplicating it, no jumping around trying new things out every day, just doubling down every single night on what the data was telling me was working and just cutting off everything else. And that's honestly the lesson right there, because I talked to so many people who are constantly switching things up these second something dips, where it feels like they're just going through this constant hamster wheel, like getting a new product, new strategy, starting over. When something goes wrong, they just keep doing that same thing over and over again, where they find themselves never building out any real momentum because they never let anything breathe long enough to find out if it actually works. You see, the stores that scale are the ones where you find your winners and you just continue to keep feeding them. Fresh creatives going out almost every day or at least a couple times a week to stay ahead of fatigue. Budgets moving up only when the numbers justify it, and everything else that is not working for you gets cut. Day 15, that was our first $7,000 day. And what's crazy is that the only thing that changed from the days before was I stopped second guessing the campaigns that were already working, and I just pushed way more budget into the things that actually work. That's literally it. No new product, no new strategy, just more money into what was already proven itself. Day 22, we were sitting at $91,000 in total sales, 9,000 away from the goal. And I'm gonna be real, okay? At that point, I already knew that we were going to get there. Not because I was being cocky, but because the campaigns were stable. The creatives were still converting, and I had enough data at that point to know exactly where to put the budget every single day. Then on day 24, $102,000 in sales. 6 figures in 24 days with 1 product and only $100 to start off with. Coming from that $102,000 was $28,000 in total profit. And look, this is what the system actually looks like when you execute it right. And the reason that I wanted to walk you through this one specifically is because it wasn't smooth. It definitely wasn't a straight up line. I mean, there were real moments where this thing almost fell apart, and it still got here to not just being successful, but bringing home a good amount of profit. That's the whole point. And that's how we got to $600,000, not just from one lucky store, but from multiple. Where the biggest takeaway here is it happened because the system is repeatable. That's the whole point. You learn it once, you then apply it over and over again, and the results continue to keep stacking up. So if you're watching this thinking, okay, but where do I actually start right now in 2026? Well, I got the perfect place for you. Go watch how to start Shopify dropshipping in 2026 next. That's the step-by-step setup, tools, the first product, everything. And that's where you go from watching to actually executing and building. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in that next video. This is AC with Supreme Ecom, and I'm out.